Welcome to Off Your Game episode. We are back. It's the transfer summer of madness. Welcome, brother Josh. How are you doing today?
I'm good, except I'm chained to my bed, unfortunately. So excuse the pillow. My captors were nice enough to put a pillow behind my head, so I thank them for that.
There we go.
I'm
I
hoping they're
heard
gonna. I'm
that.
hoping they're gonna push some food under my door here in the next couple of hours. One can only
You know what?
hope.
Now that you've mentioned it, it does kind of look like you're in prison, eh?
I am.
Yeah, I actually do watch a lot of prison documentaries and stuff, and it seems like the headphones are always blue. So the same blue that you've got, that's the headphones that they got in prison.
Standard prison issue.
Yes. Just by the way, they have tablets in prison, eh? Like 4K tablets. So
Yeah, I took all my tablets this morning. That's why I'm smiling.
Brother Josh, it's been a while since the season has ended. West Ham winning the Conference League. I think we might have had a show after the teams won the competitions. Or no, we had short videos. I think we had short videos for the Man City treble, I think.
Did they win a treble? Really?
Yeah, so it seems. They've actually had a treble more, stuff added to all the wrongdoings that they've done since they've won the treble. There's more stories.
These things can't last, eh?
Yeah, there we go. I always say they've already lifted it. That's in the memory, not the wrongdoings per se. But furthermore, how are you doing, brother George?
I'm alive, just about.
There we go. Just about alive, and that's what's most important, isn't it?
Where there's life, there's hope, right?
Where there's life, there's hope. But it's fantastic to have brother Josh here. It's Off Your Game, episode 9, something that we've started during the final bits of last season. It was really good conversation with me and Josh. We've known each other for years, back at the Tiger Valley days, the infamous Tiger Valley Virgin Active. But we are not here to promote them, eh, Josh? Other gyms are available.
Other gyms are also available. But don't join Zone Fitness because you won't be able to cancel your membership.
Oh my goodness. We just hope that little thing has not cancelled us, eh?
I don't think anyone from Zone Fitness watches this show.
Actually, there is. There's about 3 that I know that gyms at Zone Fitness that does listen.
Then they know they can't cancel their memberships already.
There we go. So now they know. So Josh, just some stories. I actually forgot to add some Chelsea deals and some Tottenham deals, which I'll try and get off my head while you discuss the 2 Real Madrid deals. Brahim Diaz, he had a 2-year loan at AC Milan, was quite good, and Bellingham. So they're actually making their squad much younger now, the Real Madrid squad.
So the average age has gone from 35 to 33.
Probably. Yeah. So they still have Chumani, Camavinga, they've got Bellingham, they've got Diaz, all playing midfield. They extended Cruz's deal. Cruz and Modric have extended as well, so they now have all these midfielders. Yeah. So there we go. Valverde to Liverpool. What you got to say, brother Josh?
I think that's not going to happen. I think after last night we can confidently say that won't be happening.
Yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe somebody can slip something under the door of the owners of Liverpool. And, a white envelope, as they call it, with another 50 million, You never know, eh?
Apparently, Liverpool are going to have to take out a loan to pay for Szoboszlai.
Yeah, but like they say, Liverpool's not the only team to do so. So don't take too much into that little story. Your thoughts on Bellingham and what he could do at Real Madrid, brother Josh?
Oh, it's a great signing. He should do well. I mean, it's going to be difficult because Real Madrid fans are obviously what should we say? They don't have patience. So, look, I think they should obviously ease him into the team. I don't think he'll start immediately. I wouldn't think. I would think he would be eased into the team, and he's obviously got an opportunity to learn from players like Modric and Kroos and those experienced players.
Wonderful stuff. Have you got any thoughts on Brahim Diaz? I've got a feeling you might not have watched him play, or maybe you have.
It's got a good name.
Yeah. Brahim. Oh, Diaz. Luis
Both.
Diaz.
Both.
New Liverpool number 7.
Easy. I don't take much notice of numbers.
Yeah, same here. They overdo it.
Yeah, I think it's overplayed.
Yeah, there we go. Right, Josh, on the right there. So before I actually go to Bayern Munich, just what I can remember, obviously, I just remembered now. I actually didn't. I actually had an interesting screenshot of all Chelsea's deals, which I hopefully still have on my tablet. So remember, they've been selling a whole host of players. So have you got
Garage
anything?
sale they had apparently.
Come again? Garage.
They had a garage sale, I believe.
So it seems. Your thoughts while I look for that list on the Bayern Munich story. So the bottom three is not. Well, I scratched the X over Kane and Walker because I don't think that will happen. But Kim Min-jae seemingly is going to sign for them. Someone that's been heavily linked with Man United, but they're messing around due to
Heavily.
they're still struggling with. Well, the owners doesn't want to sell. The owners want to sell a small stake so that whoever comes in probably sorts out the debt, which is astronomical.
Bayern Munich did.
Now I'm talking about Man United. That's why Man United
sorry.
struggling to get deals over the line. They're struggling to get deals over the line.
Yeah, apparently they're on plan C now, according to Mark Goldbridge.
Goldbridge. Okay, I've got that list. Cool. Yeah, so Kim Min-jae, he's got a release clause, same as Szoboszlai, and I think there's one or two other players that had release clauses on the 30th of June. So I'm assuming that probably in the next couple of days we'll hear that the Kim Min-jae Bayern Munich saga will be done. Not that it really was a saga because you just pay the release clause or not. So Laimer, Guerrero, they got free man like Morgan, so they didn't pay a cent for them. So once again, Dortmund players going to Bayern.
Nothing new, eh?
Nothing new. It's absolutely shocking. So Josh, I'll just quickly run through the Super League. Disappointingly, it's not the Chelsea list. So basically, I have two screenshots. So the one screenshot that I'm about to read out are all the top players is going to the Saudi League. The second screenshot, which was similar, is all the sales that Chelsea have done to Saudi. So I will probably their names will appear in this list. So the done deals: Cristiano Ronaldo. So we obviously he's been playing there a while. Karim Benzema, that one you know about, I'm assuming.
Yes. Just to backtrack for a second. I didn't know Ronaldo and Benzema played for Chelsea. So I assume this is all the players that are going to the Saudi League, all the big name players, not just Chelsea signings.
No. That's what I said at the beginning. I haven't got the Chelsea screenshot. I've got all the players screenshot, which there will be Chelsea players in the screenshot. So it's like two stories in one.
Apologies for that. The prison guards were screaming in my ears earlier, so my hearing's a bit off.
Hopefully they don't whip you, as they say.
Too late.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly run through the done deal. So it's Ronaldo, Benzema, Kante, Ruben Neves for almost £50 million.
And I hear that he might be loaned back. When I say loaned back, loaned to Newcastle.
Yeah, that's just I don't even know where to start with it because this one's got a pie, this one's got a pie, that one's got a pie. But anyway, so Kalidou Koulibaly is also confirmed there. Edouard Mendy is confirmed. Brozovic, then it happens, then it doesn't happen, then he wants more money. I don't know what's going on there. Apparently, Bobby Firmino might be going there as well. Have you heard that story?
No, I haven't. That's sad news.
It's sad. It's very sad. It's obviously not confirmed. It just says here soon, but he's been heavily linked for a 4-year deal to, I don't think it's the club that Robbie Fowler, because they should be able to understand each other, seeing that they're both Scousers, eh? Robbie Fowler.
Is Robbie Fowler playing in Saudi League still? Isn't he a bit old?
No, he's a manager of a second division team. So I'm not certain that second.
I would love to see other players communicate with him.
Well, Steven Gerrard is going to be managing one of the teams, so that's going to be quite interesting.
Really?
Yeah. So you didn't know that either. What's going on, brother Josh? Come now, man.
I know very little.
So it's the okay. So let me bring you then up to scratch on things. So Hakim Ziyech was, I don't know how you pronounce it. I call him
Hakim
Ziyech.
Ziyech, yeah.
Yeah. So he apparently was going to go, and then they found some sort of issue in his medical, so that deal is now off. So unfortunately, he has to go back to Chelsea Football Club. So that's quite sad to hear. So they are still looking at the likes of
Is
Bernardo
it?
Silva, Riyad Mahrez, yeah, and Antoine Griezmann, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Just let me just finish this list, because I can see you want to make a couple of jokes out of these players here. Shame, man. Shame on you, brother. Alexis Sanchez, Jordi Alba, but Jordi Alba is going to go to States. Hugo Lloris. I'm almost done. Sorry, brother Josh. I know you want to say something. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Sahul Niguez, Thomas Partey. Come on, Thomas. I think he's going to stay at Arsenal. And then Alvaro Morata. Have you got anything to add to that, brother Josh? You seem like you've got
No, just on Party. I won't make any more jokes. I know you're getting tired of my jokes now. So, the other player before I make my comment, David De Gea is also a possibility now. I would say, now that he's left United.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say
and he got married today, so he's going to need the money.
Brother Josh, how could you do this to the poor people?
Just on Partey, why would Arsenal want to move him on?
I think it's just the amount of money that they need to spend on certain players, and he's going to go for. He's on his final year, so they're trying to change their. I see you laughing at Morgan Freeman. He's trying to. They're trying to change their. This guy's just making me laugh here. Morgan Freeman like Morgan. They're trying to change their strategy by not allowing players to run their contracts down. So at the second year, they're looking to sell, but there's conflicting stories coming on that he actually wants to go due to off the field stuff, as well as it sounds like Arsenal wants to keep him. And then there was another story that came that he really wants to play Champions League football for Arsenal. So I honestly don't know what is true at this moment in time, but what I do know is that Arsenal wants to be a bit better where they're selling. And if there's a good deal coming from Saudi Arabia, which is we paid £45 million for him, his release clause at Real Madrid, then you obviously want to take that money, or you're going to get next to nothing come next season, or is it the season after? So it's a bit dangerous for
2
Arsenal.
years, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's 2 years now. So he's going to be then in his final year of his contract at the end of next season. And Arsenal are trying to avoid that, because then the whole summer in your final year, you're trying to sell, teams offering 5 million, 10 million, and then you're forced to keep the player because there's 1 year left, and then he goes for free the following season. I obviously would
Chelsea just got 60 million for Mount in his last year of contract.
There we go. Arsenal paid 50 million for Jesus in his final year of his contract. Zinchenko, 30 million. Who else is there?
Sterling?
Kane. Sterling was 50 million. Kane, they want 100 million and he's got 1 year left. So it's absolutely crazy. But are you ready to go
Hazard going last year?
As a who?
Eden Hazard.
Oh, Hazard.
No, Eden Hazard.
He's out
I mean to Madrid when he was in his last year of Chelsea.
Yeah, and didn't they pay almost 100 million? Let's say 90 million.
Yeah, something like 89 million or something.
But yeah, it is what it is. So we are on that topic of people in their final year, or shall I say, players that has been basically they are on a free. It's the 1st of July today. So at the time of recording, it is the 1st of July. Wow. And there we go. It's amazing how quickly the year goes. They're absolutely crazy.
I thought it was the 1st of February.
So is there any of these deals where players have gone to a club that you didn't know about? Jeez, I just saw.
If I could see it, I would be able to tell you, but my eyesight's gone. It's working into the gold mine.
Okay, I'll quickly run through it. Okay, so Yuri Tielemans, he, as of today, is a free agent. He's joining Aston Villa as of today. Wilfred Zaha.
Okay, that's an interesting signing.
Yeah, it's actually been confirmed more than a month ago, really. Wilfred Zaha, Palace, he he's still unattached. Well, he's unattached as of today. So Crystal Palace has a 4-year deal on the table, but I think he's trying to see what other teams comes in for him. So obviously, clearly, it's not going to be a big team because no one has come in for him as yet, or he's waiting to later in the window. Maybe a team that hasn't gotten their plan A or plan B will come in for him and try and offer him something, and then obviously they get quite a big payoff. If they are coming on a Bosman, they get like millions in terms of money that goes to them, and a little bit to the agent. So Ilkay Gundogan going to Barcelona.
I did know about that.
Didn't you? Are you serious?
I did.
Oh, you did know. Sorry, I thought I said didn't. N'Golo Kante, as mentioned, is going to Al Ittihad on July the 1st. Roberto Firmino is currently linked to the United States. He's linked to Germany as well, back to Hoffenheim. And he's linked to which team in Saudi Arabia. And then Kala Soyuncu from Leicester City. It says that he's going to PSG. My word. I honestly didn't know that. And then,
do they need some own goals for next season?
Naby Keita, I'm not sure if I might have sent it to you, but he's joined Werder Bremen. Lucas Moura probably going to either Brazil, the States, or to Saudi Arabia. Yerry Mina of Everton, unbelievable, the mighty Yerry Mina. And then David De Gea. I honestly don't know where he's going to go. Maybe States as well, possibly, or Saudi Arabia. I don't know what Spanish would want him, because all the major clubs have decent. So maybe Sevilla. No, they won't go to Sevilla because isn't that awesome keeper there at Sevilla now?
Maybe the facts come through. He can still go to Real Madrid.
Yeah. Adama Traore, he's in talks with AC Milan. Jesse Lingard says that he would be open to a move to Saudi Arabia. He said so himself. Manuel Lanzini, West Ham. And then Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is linked with Brighton and Aston Villa. And there's a third team, Fulham. I think Fulham is the third team because
and Hove Albion.
Yeah, no sense. Oh, you talk about the and Hove Albion. Yeah, Brighton and Hove and Albion.
That is another joke. Apologies.
Yeah, Reece Nelson, Diego Costa. Come on, Liverpool, get Diego in. Come on, Liverpool.
They would sign him, but apparently the dinner ladies vetoed it because they didn't want to have to cook extra food.
And then Willian of Fulham, he's now again, he only signed a 1-year deal.
I had a dream about Willian last night.
Is it? In your cell?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Let's just not go. James Milnerton joining Brighton as of today, even though there's pictures of him like a month ago in the Brighton shirt. And then Axel Tuanzebe as your friend from the United guy. What's his name? Saeed. Yeah, he calls him Tuanzebe.
Saeed, the man who said Harry Maguire is the next Franz Beckenbauer.
Oh my goodness. Oh well. Anyway, so Josh, I'm going to move on to the next slide, which is the French guys. I'll just name players that we do know. So Messi joining Inter Miami on the 5th of July. Not sure why.
I've heard of Messi.
I've heard of him too. And then Hussam Aouar, Arsenal bid 40 million.
Arsenal favourites.
There we go. And he's joining Roma on a free. So he's going to Jose Mourinho.
Man like Jose.
Moussa Dembele from Lyon is free. Ross Barkley from Nice or Nice.
Which Moussa Dembele is that? There's quite a few Moussa Dembeles.
There's a few, yeah. There's 3.
That's not the one who played for Tottenham, I assume.
Yeah. No, it's not that one. It's the French one. Moussa Dembele. In fact, the Tottenham one also played for France. No, Belgium. Sergio Ramos, Alexis Sanchez, Marseille, Sead Kolasinac, Aaron Ramsey. Nice. So there's like 4 more Arsenal players on this list. Or 3. Jerome Boateng. Oh my goodness. Kevin Gamero. Milan Skriniar is joining PSG. So you Skriniar and Soyuncu at the back. Stefan de Vrij. Would you be interested in Stefan de Vrij as a Liverpool, a team that needs a experienced left-footed defender. Well, not left-footer, right-sided defender. Would you be interested in something like that?
Liverpool do need a player that can play right back and right central defender.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
think
it's
he's
the
that.
striker can fill in.
Yeah,
I think
he's
they may be
somebody that-
looking at Pavard.
Yeah, I think they are. Angel Di Maria,
Does he still play
Juan
football?
Cuadrado. Yeah, he's joining Benfica on the 1st of July, as of today. Roberto Gagliardini of Inter, Juan Cuadrado, Juventus, Eden Dzeko is joining Fenerbahce.
Wow,
Samir
Dzeko's
Handanovic.
got some durability. He's getting on.
Getting on here, but he's joining yet another club. Samir Handanovic, Zlatan Ibrahimovic retired. What's he on this list? And then Danilo. So Inter, who haven't got money, have just lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 players, 6 players. They've just lost 6 players.
Plus
And they haven't got
Lukaku.
money. And Lukaku, yeah, they can't organize a deal. Just quickly on the French players that we know, Lima, we know, joining Leipzig from Leipzig to Bayern. Daley Blind, he's haven't got a club, unattached. We know about Guerrero going to Bayern Munich. Mahmoud Dahoud from Dortmund going to Brighton. Very good signing. I like him. And then what's the other one? Ivan Ndika, who's also been linked previously with Liverpool, United, and Arsenal. He's joining Jose Mourinho. And then Marcus.
Jose likes free players now, eh?
Me man like Morgan like this.
Now that he's not connected with Rome and he's getting everything for free.
That's exactly how it works, brother Josh. What did you think?
Nothing. Nobody knocks free stuff more than me, eh?
That's why I brought it up. You are a free man like Morgan. Brother Josh, the floor is yours. If you have anything to ask me to add in, you can do so, but you can have a talk about Liverpool. These are the players that's linked. The floor is yours, brother Josh.
Please don't make the floor mine. You're gonna have to speak about these players because I've never seen them before in my life.
You know them.
I've seen Alexis McAllister.
Obviously, regular.
And I think we have chatted about him. I'm happy about that signing. And as far as Szoboszlai, I've not really seen him before. I've heard of him. I've seen him briefly. But from what I hear, it's a good signing. But then it's difficult to say. You have to adapt to the league. It's a different league. German league is probably the most similar league to the Premier League, but obviously not as intense. I mean, Keita was supposed to be a really, really good signing. It didn't work out. So, but then look at Bobby coming from Hoffenheim and becoming a Liverpool legend. Then other players like Havertz and Timo Werner, who haven't taken to the Premier League. Havertz might now at Arsenal. We'll have to wait and see. But Timo Werner obviously didn't. So it's a 50-50, I would say. We have to see. What do you think of Szoboszlai?
Yeah, so I've because he was linked with Arsenal, I would say 3 windows ago, possibly 4. Let's go 4 windows ago. He was still at Salzburg at that time. A very highly rated player. It's they tend to. I think I still WhatsApped you when I said that Salzburg and Leipzig, they tend to have quite good players coming. So Keita, that went from both sides. Was it Sadio Mane that was at Salzburg before Southampton? I can't remember.
Yeah, he was.
So he was there. Haaland was at Salzburg as well. So they tend to have quite good scouts there. I don't know if it's the same scouts or it's just that their talent identification is good. But
the Red Bull club, so.
Yeah, so Szoboszlai, I can see him playing left 8 and right 8 for Liverpool. He can play in the 10 and he can play off the striker. He can play as a false 9. He can play on the right and on the left. So it's a player that's maybe not durable. He's actually had one of his more durable seasons last season when I looked up on him, because it's a player that when I follow the German leagues, I tend to try to follow a couple of players here and there, so that when they do eventually become available to the Premier League, then I have an idea of who that is. Just on players that you said that you might not know about. So Doku, he does play for Belgium, the national team. So it's almost like, when it was Lukaku and Batshuayi, it's now Lukaku and Doku. So it's almost like if he plays when a couple of minutes when Lukaku comes off, or if Lukaku is unfit, then he tends to start. So he's somebody that's got quite a number of goals, 15 plus in the French league. I know it's not something to write home about, but one of the best players in the world plays there. So the guy that likes to take that likes to take off whenever he wants to. I'm not going to say who that is.
I also like to take off, so you can't blame the guy.
You can't blame the guy. Eh? So Barella on the top right, somebody I rate extremely highly. One of those players.
I have seen Barella play, of course.
Yeah, I can't see Inter Milan. Doesn't matter how much interested Liverpool are, which we don't know how serious they are with it. But he's going to be very expensive. And just like all the Italian players, Tonali cried when he had to leave AC Milan for Newcastle. Not that it's a done deal, but there's some Italian players that for some reason does not want to leave. Unless you are Jorginho. But as you can hear by the name, he's not Italian.
But he's not Italian.
Yeah. So the Italian players that's born probably in those, those hardcore Italian districts of Italy, they tend to want to stay in the league. The league is getting back to where it needs to be now with the Napoli, Inter, Juventus all doing well in European competition. But I don't see the Barella move going. Arsenal's also linked to Tchouameni. You also said due to the outlay on Szoboszlai, it's highly unlikely that Liverpool will have a high outlay.
I don't see Liverpool signing another player. I actually said it before, Szoboszlai. We spoke about it the other night. I said I didn't see Liverpool signing a player out of over 40 million, which I have now, obviously, but definitely not now after they've signed one.
And then highly rated Dutch player. He was at the under-21 Euros. I think they got knocked out. No, they are still. They're still in. Van der Ven, I think they're playing tomorrow or Sunday. One of the 2 days. I can't quite remember now, but he has been playing well in the Euros. So probably a De Ligt type of a player, I'm assuming. So a young player that's highly rated. So we'll see if he is able to. So I think you mentioned that you reckon he might go to Spurs.
Tottenham are heavily linked with him, and Edwin Tapsoba, sorry.
Are those two players linked to you? Saying they're linked to
Tottenham.
Okay,
heavily.
Okay, got it. Heavily linked. Okay, cool. But he would be ideal because I think he plays on the left, so basically Virgil van Dijk's position. Has Van Dijk ever played on the right?
No, I don't think so. I haven't seen him play on the right.
Okay, because in your opinion, Liverpool's looking more towards the right side with Alexander-Arnold going into midfield, or what?
I do think Liverpool need a backup for Virgil, or a rotational player for Virgil.
So then he would be ideal because he's young and can grow into the role. But it won't be able to.
And he's Dutch, so he can.
There we go.
Learn from the Dutch master.
Yeah, because I've only seen. That's why I asked you about Virgil. I've only seen him play left centre back. That's Van der Ven. So that's why I'm asking you: has Van Dijk played on the right? Because I think he's left-footed. So I can't see them playing together. And then obviously I don't know much about Kone. I do know a bit about Thuram, Kefren Thuram, and then I know a bit about Gravenberch. Gravenberch, not really that great of a player. But I did say that about Wijnaldum.
Why did you say that?
No, I think he's average. I don't think he's all that. I honestly thought about Wijnaldum before he joined Liverpool. I thought that, and then he ended up being fantastic. So possibly he could be that kind of.
My favorite Liverpool player, Gini.
There we go. Gini Wijnaldum. So Josh, rather than having a further look at these faces, is there maybe other players that you would like that maybe not linked to, and then positions for Liverpool? You've already discussed the right side.
You know the player I want, but I think he's going to another Premier League club. He's Paulinho.
Yeah, Paulinho. Yeah, I know West Ham are going to probably go hard in for him because of the fact that they've got a certain amount of money that a certain club gave them. So,
but apparently Fulham wants about 80, 90 million for Paulinho, which is a bit steep, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. In so many ways, I don't think. Okay, it might be true that they are putting it out to newspapers that he's going to be that much, but he's vital for Fulham. They could go down. That's how serious it is. They could go down if they lose him. Remember how we said that his influence when he wasn't there? So they could actually go down if they lose him. So they are gonna, what I was about to say, that it's a BS story of them wanting 90. I actually think that they should be needing to command that much, whoever signs him, due to the fact that I just mentioned how they could possibly go down if they sell him. Because there's no one that's going to come to them at that level for whatever money. I know they will have 90 million if anybody's stupid enough to pay that much. But then, it's like a trickling effect. Like Arsenal paid 105 million for Rice. West Ham have 105 million. They don't have 105 million. They're going to get 30 million. But they're going to eventually get 105 million. So then it's West Ham has the money.
They got him on tick.
Yeah. He's a tick or tick. Anyway, then you've got...
I hope he's not on tick because it is a bad signing.
You won't fail the medical with. But I'm just saying that's a trickling effect, Brother Josh, because then Fulham has money again, because they got this big money from West Ham. So where does it end? So everybody's going to be worth 100 million then at the end of the day. But the forward line now with Szoboszlai being there, he can play midfield and striker. I'm assuming it's midfield that you want. So you want a 6 or 8 and a right back and a left-sided centre back. Am I correct?
I think Liverpool need a centre back. I don't know, right or left side. Hopefully, one that can play either side, preferably. And then a right back or a player that can play right back and right centre back. Somebody like Timber, which obviously Arsenal have stolen.
Yeah, no, he says that he only wanted Arsenal. So that tells me that Liverpool weren't really interested, because then, he would have said that I would either go to Liverpool or Arsenal, depending on who pays the money. So they probably, there's been nowhere where they said that Liverpool were in for him. It was just Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Man United. Last season, they're in a mess.
How come nobody wants to go to United?
I don't know what's going on. I personally think that they're just messing around. I think they're just messing around. They desperately want to get Mount. Now it's being said that they all want to go in for Caicedo if they don't get Mount. How do you want to go?
They got Mount. I thought Mount's done.
Well, it's not confirmed like he's standing with a shirt. I think it's done. I think it's going to be done. But I'm just talking about, let's say 4 days ago, where they were willing to pull out but pay more for Caicedo, because Brighton wants like loads of money up front and they want between 80 and 95 million. So how does that make sense to you, Josh? They taking money away from De Gea. They offered him a contract and then they took it off the table.
I see that. No, they treated him poorly.
And that is it Man United that linked with Onana or Chelsea?
No, United.
Yeah, United
have to get a goalkeeper.
Yeah, they have to get a goalkeeper, and he's going to be 50 million euros. Oh, just so by the way, another Inter player leaving. I've just said now that seven of their players are, well, not leaving. They're on a free. They haven't actually got clubs yet. And Lukaku. So I don't know what Inter's going to do after being in the Champions League final. But let's not get back to that story. So, Josh, any further stuff you want to say on the Liverpool story? I know it's early from a Liverpool standpoint. They haven't done much. And Szoboszlai is probably going to be confirmed by Monday, Tuesday.
They've made 2 signings, which is a lot for Liverpool.
Well, I know they're going to pay off McAllister in installments, but we don't look at it like that. We look at the full amount.
They're paying everyone off. There's no upfront money. They paid £10 upfront, and the rest they're going to give £1 a day for the next 3 lifetimes of the player.
Yeah. Here's one player that you look like. Oh, yes, I thought you look a little bit like McAllister. Do you think so? The eyebrows, there's resemblance in the eyebrows, the nose, and then when you smile, there's just like that. I'm looking at it now. It's hilarious. There we go. McAllister. I will call you Alexis from now on, but not Alexis Sanchez.
Didn't you say the guy looks 45?
No, I think I said 50. I'm not saying you look 50. I'm saying you look 25, brother Josh.
I'm a lot older than Alexis McAllister, though.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. How old is he now again? 24.
24.
Gee whiz.
And I'm like,
Right,
what,
so
28?
Yeah. Right, Josh, I'm just going to quickly run through the Arsenal state of things. So it's been an excellent transfer window so far for Arsenal. It's not even pre-season
Apart
yet.
from Havertz, of course.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with Havertz signing. You have to go on and trust the process, as they say. So I'm happy with Havertz. It looks like Arsenal are looking at employing him in the left 8 position where Xhaka plays. There's still no finality on the Xhaka situation. About a month ago, it was said that he's going for £13 million to Leverkusen, with Rice then coming in, and Rice being able to play the 6 and the 8. I think Rice said on numerous interviews that he really would like to play as an 8 going forward. But I think it's possible Arsenal might play Thomas Partey and Rice in the midfield too. Arsenal's also getting, as you can see next to Rice, Timber, who is probably going to be a clone to Zinchenko. So once again, I will probably do my own tactical show, because what's going to happen is you've got Rice there, Partey there, and then you've got Timber and Zinchenko, who all wants to play in midfield because they are ball-playing fullbacks. And then who's going to cover? Then it means Martinelli and Saka has to do even more work. So that's going to be an interesting thing technically or tactically, because maybe Arteta then has to play two sixes in Rice and Thomas Partey, because of the work that's going to be done from a progressive passing standpoint when it comes to Zinchenko and Timber. Obviously, like you said,
that's exactly why I don't understand the party leaving stories, because I think you guys need him.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then you then need to bring in someone that's capable. And then remember, Jorginho is staying as well, and he's had a very good second half of the season for Arsenal. But he is.
But does he have the legs to cover?
That's what they say. But then that same question was asked in games that he did well in at the back end of the season. I know there was games where Arsenal messed up, but he did well in the back end, where other players didn't show up, i.e. Thomas Partey. But once again, good signings. So Kai Havertz is going to be 50 million over 3 seasons, and then 15 million in add-ons, obviously a high wage. Rice will be 105 million. I just saw something of 330,000 a week. That's definitely not true. It will be 200 with performance bonus. Remember, Arsenal they've got a cap, like a internal salary cap. So he's not 330,000. I think that's BS. Rice will be on also 220, roundabout there. So 105 million. Apparently, over the last couple of days, the lawyers are now apparently just sorting out the when are Arsenal going to pay the 250 million. So West Ham wants 50 million in 2 seasons. They want now 50 million, and they want 50 million, which is also going to be a record for installment spread, a world record, because all these 200 million or whatever deals, that's over a number of years. Like the Neymar thing, 222 million, that's like over a number of years installments. The same with Mbappe as well. So I think that's why he hasn't been announced yet, and he's on holiday, so they want to do photos and all those things. So that's basically where that one is. Timber, it's going to be around about 35 million pounds with add-ons. Initially, Ajax wanted 50 million euro, which is 42 to 45 million. It seems like Arsenal have negotiated that down to 35 million, which is a very good deal. Xavi Simons has a 10 or 20 million euro release clause, or 20 million release clause for other clubs, and like a 10 million release clause to go back to PSG. So I think he said through his agents, and his agent is David Dean's son. So Darren Dean is his agent. So that's why I think he's being linked to Arsenal. Not necessarily that we're interested in him, because he tends to play in the Kai Havertz, Smith Rowe, Odegaard role. So I can't see that happening. But he was heavily linked due to the low fee. And then Lavia also linked with Liverpool. And Choumeni was also linked with Liverpool.
One thing on the Liverpool story that I actually noticed today, which I forgot to mention, is the homegrown quota. Liverpool are a little bit down on their homegrown quota at the moment.
So they need to get English players.
They have spent They have Henderson. They have Elliot is under 21 still.
Yeah, so he doesn't count as a dog. He goes under the under 21.
But it would still be part of the homegrown quota. Bajcetic, I think, is in the homegrown quota. Jones, there's about 6 in total. So they need 8.
Yeah, 8. Yeah. No.
Lavia is homegrown, I believe.
He is easy. Well, he's What is he? Belgian. He's Belgian. But he was.
But they class him as homegrown because he's been in England for a certain amount.
Because he was at Man City, obviously. But I can't see Tchouameni leaving Real Madrid. I think he's a future there. And Lavia is at the moment a bit too expensive for a relegated club. And next season he can go to Man City for 20 million, so they can call him back, pay the 20 million, and sell him for whatever. But he's not staying at Southampton, obviously. So I don't know if Liverpool and Arsenal are serious about him. I think Arsenal will only get serious.
Just on that point, obviously, if Southampton sell him this season, then he's got the buyback clause is no longer in play.
So if he was to stay, which he won't, then City can buy him back next season for 20 million. So obviously he's not going to stay. So City won't have the buyback because he's not staying. But they're asking for 50 million, which is ridiculous for a relegated club. So I don't know what's a fair fee, because he's obviously on a long-term contract. So I'm assuming 35 to 45. I don't know if you agree with that. For some,
I was going to say about 40 would be.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, so I would say 40 is around about the fair view. Brother Josh, your final take on any transfers, any football-related stuff that you wanted to discuss to just end off with? We're almost running out of time.
What's your opinion on Harry Kane?
I think,
man, like Harry.
Yeah, I can't see the Bayern thing happening personally because of his family, young family, loads of family members, and Levy. I won't be surprised if he stays and joins Chelsea on a free.
Why Chelsea?
I just have a feeling. I just have a feeling. And obviously that's gonna piss Tottenham off.
The thing with the Bayern links for me is, so he goes to Bayern, he wins the Bundesliga. They've won the Bundesliga 11 years in a row. They're going to win it with or without him. How is that really going to satisfy the trophy? Everyone will just say it's asterisks. He won the Bundesliga with Bayern.
Yeah, I honestly think he's conflicted. He really does want to leave, doesn't want to go out of England, but doesn't want to cause ructions while he's under contract. When I say cause ructions, go to United, go to Chelsea. Who else is there? That's about it. There's another team that he was a fan of when he was younger that won't go there.
So Campbell, as I live and breathe.
There we go. We don't want to hurt the feelings of the Spurs fans. So upcoming football, the preseason starts. Where are we now? The 1st of July. So lots of clubs as under 21s and under 18s have gone back. I think Liverpool are starting Monday week. So Monday week means 10th. Arsenal starting on the 10th. Yeah, so 10th. I think Man City's the 14th. United's the 12th, they're around. So, and then the Women's World Cup. I'm actually quite big on women's football at the moment. The Women's World Cup is on 20 July. Starts on 20th of July. I think it's Australia's. Is it Australia, Sweden?
Where is it?
Australia. It's in Australia and New Zealand. So interesting. It's going to be nice times like the rugby, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You know, if it's in Perth, it's 1 o'clock. So nice afternoon, morning games. Well, obviously, if you're working, then it's a problem. But on a weekend, that's nice times on a weekend. All the major games will be in the weekend, and then the easier games are in the week. Well, obviously, there's going to be 2 big teams playing each other in the week in a quarterfinal, which will be 10 o'clock in the morning. So obviously, that's going to be tough. But I'm really looking forward to it. Women's football is improving plentiful, and there's quite a few Arsenal players that's going to be at the World Cup. So I don't know if have you been last 5 years when women's football has really improved. Have you been watching anything from a World Gold Pro standpoint, because they do show it sometimes on SuperSport?
I've watched a little. I watched the final of the Euros.
Okay, cool. England and Germany. Deutschland über alles.
Yeah. No club football.
Yeah, no club football. Yeah, because they do show it on SuperSport, but generally
I've
it's
seen you.
yeah. So I'm actually quite big on that. I generally talk about that on my podcast. So, brother Josh, I know we've spoken in depth about this watch along stuff that we want to do. We can still discuss about meeting up. I am available next Saturday if you want to do maybe 2 watch alongs, like not 2-hour-long games, like on YouTube you get 30-minute highlights, 40-minute highlights. So I'll get a couple of things together, and then when you're ready, then we do a watch along at my place. I am available next Saturday morning, so we'll see how it goes, brother Josh.
Awesome. No, that sounds great.
There we go. Let me just get us to full screen. Take that away. There we go. So Josh, have a lovely week. Good luck for the Szoboszlai signing, and then if there's any other upcoming transfers, then obviously Arsenal are very likely going to do the British record deal probably on Tuesday, I think it is, and then Timber either Monday or Wednesday. So there we go. Rice and Timber, eh? Dodgy names.
No, I'm not going to say anything to that. Check out, you're going to do a video obviously when Rice gets signed, so check that out because it should be good.
There we go. Thanks, brother Josh. And then you obviously need to do Szoboszlai research and do your Szoboszlai video.
I know all about him. He's Hungarian. Zsuzsa Gabor. Home of Zsuzsa Gabor and Eva Gabor.
Zsuzsa Gabor, as they say. Here we go. Brother Josh, have a good evening further. Thank Brother Josh.
Have an awesome evening. Thanks for having me, and